everybody, Jewel back with another amazing astrology video, and we're talking about Mars square Saturn in Synastry. So this is not a composite chart video, this is a Synastry video where you take two charts and put them side by side or on top of each other, and you can see how two people interact with each other, how their different planets and points strike each other, so you can see what the flavor of their relationship is. So Mars square Saturn is a really interesting aspect because this is where we really see where someone's drive and ego energies and ambition and sexuality really meet somebody else's constructive qualities, their fear, their paranoia, their restrictive nature. So it's really an aspect where you can really see two people digging in, because this is a square aspect. This is a 90-degree angle. If you don't know what squares are, you should refer to my previous video under aspects in astrology. It will explain what a square is. It is an aspect of friction. So this is where two people meet, where these two planets, within these two people, these energies, these two, their characteristics that are represented by Mars and Saturn, this is where they kind of collide. They clash. They don't have anything in common. And so we can see the Saturn person can become very immovable and solid compared to the Mars person. Saturn really wants to take the energies, the focus, the ambition, the drive of the Mars person, and they want to direct their actions into something that is like more acceptable or sensible or solid or righteous. They want to see the Mars person putting their energy into something that they find acceptable. So the Mars person can feel really challenged by the intentions and by the inflexibility of the Saturn person. So Mars is actually a very obsessive planet. This is the original ruler of Scorpio. Mars, when he really puts his focus onto something, he is like a bulldog. He does not want to let go. Now, Mars and water signs, not Scorpio, is going to be different. Pisces Mars or Cancer Mars definitely are going to have a different flair, and a retrograde Mars is going to have a little bit of a different energy too. I will be doing planets and retrograde videos too here coming up. So typically, when we have a air or a fire Mars or Scorpio Mars, they do not stand down from a challenge. Mars is really, where you strike somebody's Mars is where they are going to stand up and fight. It's the warrior part of us. So the Mars person in this square aspect tends to not want to stand down. They tend to want to dig in, and they tend to want to rise to the challenge of moving the Saturn person from their very inflexible position. So we can see confrontation with this square. The Mars person can be very frustrated by the denials and redirective attempts, restrictive energy by Saturn. And so there is a real need to accept each other as you are when we have this square. The Mars person needs to be able to do as they please with their energies and their ambitions. And the Saturn really needs to not judge the Mars person for what they choose to do with their energies. They need to not decide what goals or pursuits Mars should have, because Saturn is the planet of shoulds. And if this is a romantic relationship, the Mars person can be very frustrated that the romantic efforts kind of hit a brick wall when it comes to the Saturn person. The Saturn person can always have a headache when we have this particular square. And so, you know, the Saturn person needs to be giving. They need to come out of their comfort zone in order to meet the Mars person halfway. You know, the Saturn person wants to make sure the Mars person is using themselves constructively, and they need to not worry about that. They need to not worry about whether or not the Mars person is acting sensibly or doing sensibly. They need to accept that they are who they are. They're going to do what they're going to do. And it is not up to that Saturn person to decide what Mars should be doing. Because shoulds are all about perception. And no two people have the same perception. So it's really about acceptance, this particular square. It's not about doing anything. It is about not doing something and about accepting either what the Mars person is going to do, and if this is a romantic relationship, accepting the affections and the attention of the Mars person, and not trying to redirect that into something else. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with more super cool videos. Yes, I do private consultation all the time. I specialize in partner Synastry, partner compatibility charts, intimacy, astrology. But I interpret all types of charts under the sun all the time. You can find me on the internet at truthinAspectAstrology.com. You can find me on Facebook at Truth in Aspect Astrology, where I do a daily weather forecast, astrology weather forecast, birthday descriptions, articles, write on asteroids, all kinds of cool stuff. Find me over there. And I will be back soon with more super cool astrology videos. Bye-bye.